So as in this video we are going to talk about this topic of spreading. So first let's discuss about this commandlets. So some commandlets contain so many parameters like get process name notepad, so that name is a parameter. So some commandlets have many parameters like parameter 1, 2, parameter 3, 4, 5, etc. So if you want to write 10 parameters in single line, then it will be very not nice. And also if you want to change any parameters value, you need to go back from last to that parameter. So it is not neat way to write like 10 parameters. So there is another way, and that is called splitting. So now what we are going to do is we will store these parameters and their values in separate variable. So let's first say get process, and we need to specify name say. So let's get the process this notepad. Let's say get process and name notepad. Now we got the output. So alright, now this is very fine because we have only one parameter, that is name, and the value is notepad. Now what we're going to do is we are going to say test is equals to, now we need to define a hash table. So we will look at the hash table in the later videos, and for just now the hash table is like a dictionary from other programming languages. It contains the key value pairs, and in PowerShell you can define with @ open brace and close brace. So in here you need to define the values you want to give. So first I want to give the name because that is the first parameter, and you need to say is equals to, and you need to specify the value of that parameter name, which is notepad in our case. So we have defined our parameters and the variables in a hash table, and we have assigned that hash table to a variable called test. Now hit enter. Now you can print this value. It contains name and notepad. Now we can say get process, and instead of specifying this name notepad, we can specify this test. All you need to say is @test. Test. Now if you hit enter, then these values will be placed here like parameter name and the value. Now let's go and hit enter. Now as you can see, this is the same output because this name and notepad has been placed instead of test. So in this way you can create a hash table of all the parameters. If you have lengthy parameters like 10 or 5 or 10 parameters, then this is the very neat way of writing this like variables. So you can create the hash table that type variables. Alright, let's see one more example. We are in the D drive, and if I say get child item, so by default I will get all the files and folders in the current directory D. So this is the our output. So what I want to do is I want to say hidden :true. So if I say hidden $true, then the output contains the hidden files and hidden folders of the current directory. So this is the parameter to this get child item. So if I hit enter, now you will see only the hidden items. So if I say false, now I will get the normal output without these hidden items from the D directory. If I hit enter, now you will get the normal output. And you can also specify recurse colon, and you can say true. So now what this does is it will go to each and every folder, and it will display the contents of that folder, and if that folder contains any other folders, it will go into that and display the items of that folder. So it's like recursiveness. It will go in depth to all the folders and display the items. Now if I hit enter, you will get the large output. So I'm just stopping here. So So we can specify all these parameters in a variable, let's say params. So params is equals to @ now we can just hit enter and we can give like a line wise manner. We can say first we can also specify the path, and path is equals to d:/, and this is not a compulsory because we are in the D drive. Of course the command will fetch from the current drive. Now put the semicolon to give next parameter, and now let's say hidden false. And I think these will be fine, because if we give recurse option then it will display so much output. So I am just stopping here. I just say close the brace and hit enter. Now these params contains the parameters path and D. So path as a key and the value is D, and hidden key and false as a value. So let's go ahead and say get shared item, and all you need to do is you need to say @params. So as you guys can see, this is a very simpler way than writing all these parameters. Now if you hit enter, you will get the output. So it's a D and the false, so it's a normal output. So this is all about the splitting. You can just give all the parameters and the values in a hash table, and you can call as an argument to this command line. So it's a very nice manner of storing these parameters. So if anyone wants to see your code, then it will be very neat way, because they will easily understand that this hash table rather than seeing 10 parameters and 10 variables.